All right, now welcome to SE Custom Designs. It is Friday and it is the weekend. Yay! What makes this even better is I get to do an unboxing. I already took it out of the box. Now, if you've been following my channel for any reasonable amount of time, the last 4 years or 5, you'll know that I bought one of these in the past, and so I had to get a new one. Why? I gave the old one away because I had a neighbor, a family, a lovely family that moved into the neighborhood, and the guy didn't even have a hammer and a nail. And so I started to just give him some old things. You know, I've been retiring some tools. And the last major job I used this on was when I painted my house. But enough of that. We're going to talk about this RYOBI ONE Plus 18-volt rad nailer. So if you want a really comprehensive overview of this unit, we're going to give it to you. So just roll up your sleeves, sit down, pause it, get a cup of coffee. I promise you, you're going to have lots of information to make a decision. Gee, should I get a pin gun? I was pretty much the same way years ago. Why do I need a pin gun in the wood shop, you know? Now I don't know what I'd do without it. So again, this is SE Custom Designs. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and give us a comment, and that'll be great. I would really appreciate that. We're going to do an unboxing of more stuff. Let's play a game. What's in the box? So anyway, you've been following me for a while. You know I just love doing that. So let's get right into it. First thing I recommend to you is that you go ahead, at least in the US, okay, and Mexico and Canada perhaps, get the extended warranty. So this cost me all of, yeah, I thought I had that written down. It was $18 for this. This comes with a 3-year, 5 years now that I have. So, you know, one of the easiest things you can do to disrupt the service here is to damage this part here. Okay, so I highly recommend doing that. All right, so we got that out of the way. I'm going to hold this right here and just read you the high-level information on this gun, and then we're going to break it down. I've got some great notes here. Let's just say I've done your homework for you, and I'm glad that you came to my channel to see that. So this, again, is the 18-volt rad nailer. Has the AirStrike technology, so it provides the cordless convenience. If you've ever used a pin gun, a pneumatic pin gun, you know what I'm talking about. No air compressor. All right. So I would even say this is going to be good for your construction jobs within reason. Okay. So there you go. So it is for use with the 18 gauge brad nails. That being said, I picked up some brad nails here. By the way, I'm not sponsored by RYOBI, so we got that out of the way. And these are grip right pin nails. 5,000 nails come in this box. This is 1 inch. This is 1 1/4 inch, which they give you a few that in the box, and this is 2 inch. All right, so all the way from 5/8 to 2 inches. And I've had the best of luck with Porter cable, and it's going to take other company nails there, so it's pretty much a standard going on there. Let's see here. You have a selectable drive switch with a single sequential or contact actuation. And I'm going to tear that down. What the heck does that mean? So your single sequential actuation mode for precision placement, contact actuation mode for production speed. You have grip light technology, engages LED by grasping the tool handle. So this is all you really have to do to turn the LEDs on and to engage the gun to get it ready to fire. Let's see here. So we have a toolless depth of drive adjustment, helps protect work surface and allows proper setting of the nail heads. Convenient adjustment dial regulates air pressure for optimum results. 2 non-marring pads to keep work surface free of the tool, free of tool marks, sorry. 1 in storage position, which is here. A tip for you, tape that sucker on there. It's going to fall off. That's what happened to my last one. So that, yeah, that was the spare. Let's see here. It has dry fire lockout features, extends the tool life. Tool is jam release for easy access to clear nails. I'm going to give you a tip on that. Let's just say I ejected some nails. Nobody got hurt in the making of that video. Low nail indicator to quickly and easily see when it's time to reload. That's always a good thing, isn't it? There's a belt clip that mounts to the right or the left of the gun. New and improved grip zone overmold for optimum grip in user comfort. Okay, now we'll just high level break it down again. Battery is 18 volt. You don't get the battery with this. Okay, you're going to have to get the battery separate. So the unit here is $129 here in the US, and it is the P320. Okay, so that's that. So I have two of these. This is a 4 amp, 18 volt battery. My previous RYOBI tools, I had 2 amps in it, but I'm pretty happy to have 2 of those. There'd be plenty of power to do what I'm doing here in my wood shop. Trust me on that one. You have magazine capacity is 105 brad nails. Nail capacity again, 5/8 to 2 inch. Nails per charge, 1,700. I think it comes in a little bit lower than that in general, but it really does depend on what size pin you're going to put in your stock. And is it oak, or is it pine? These things matter, don't they? We have the fastener collation glue strip. That's what holds the pins together. The tool weight is 5 pounds. Okay, add this to it, it's going to be 5 point some pounds. I would say that if you are, got a pretty strong right or left arm, you're going to be fine here. But I'm going to say prolonged use of holding a 5 pound tool in your hand is going to wear on you. So you're going to want to take breaks. All right, we're going to officially, that was our high level. I'm just going to come over because I am curious to see how long I took to do that. So that there came in at, and I don't see my counter. I just reformatted my phone because it just wasn't working. So, all right. That being said, let's go ahead and break it down to the next level. All right. So the battery. Remove the battery when, ... Okay. Now, if you see me not removing the battery, it's just because I'm involved in giving this video. But the goal is whenever you make any adjustment whatsoever, remove the battery. I go a step further and I depress this this button here. This turns on your LEDs. Let me come over in the light maybe. This turns on your LEDs and it gets the gun ready to fire. I deplete it of any leftover charge. Okay, so take the battery out at all times. If you compromise this step, you're really basically destined to have an accident. There's no reason to have an accident if you follow all the steps. All right, moving on, my friends. Okay, applications. Why do you need this pen gun? I could read you like 15 different applications for this gun, but I'm gonna just squeeze it all together for you. Basically, your basic carpentry with trim work. It's really, really good for the trim work. So you can, that really, really covers a lot. They actually recommend that you could use this for laying a wood floor. I wouldn't recommend it for a wood floor. I used to lay wood floors, and they have tools where you just go pound, 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 pound. This here would require you to hold that thing in place every time, and even in rapid fire mode, I would say it's probably not a good idea to do that, unless you really take your time. Furniture is one of them. Now, when I'm assembling pieces, bad example, okay? But if I'm assembling pieces, I'm going to go ahead, and in this case, I'd probably drive in a 2-inch pen. And I can go bam, bam, all right? And then I can do, put in my fastener. So if that's going to be a screw, which most of the time that's what we're using these days. You've already pre-drilled everything, but pam, it's going to hold it in place. I do that a lot. That's one of the reasons I had to go back and get another one. I really, really miss that attribute. When I was putting together my sleigh bed, look up that episode, I was using this 23 gauge. We're not going to do a review on the thread 23 gauge, all right? But this is the one I used. This is stellar. Really, really good for using on fine furniture. When the pin goes in, you don't see it. It's that good, all right? It doesn't have the features that this guy has, but then again, this guy can't shoot a pin that thin, 23 gauge. This is these are thicker gauges, all right? So that I would say, as far as applications are concerned, I mentioned that I painted my house last year. When any clapper was loose, I just shot it, and it was there. It was a really good thing. All right, our features quickly now. This is the belt clip. Now, when I had my first gun, I didn't really use the belt clip. I thought, what am I going to use that for? Mistake, because you can go ahead, put it here on your belt, if I had one. All right, you're probably not going to see this because it's low. Just imagine it's hanging there. Now I can climb a ladder, and my hands are free. When I was climbing the ladder, I had to have this thing in my hand. That was a mistake. All right, so you can put it either on the right or the left of the unit. So there you go with that. Let's cross that off. Number 2, add and remove the battery. I can't say that enough. Okay, just be safe about this, please. LED activation and deactivate. So that switch is right here, as I mentioned before, and the 2 LEDs are here. We'll see that a little bit later on. Okay, the 2 LEDs. I like that. That's very generous and smart lighting technology. Okay, the no more pad on the nose of the tool. Okay, that's this pad right here, which is going to help protect your wood. You could actually take that off. You don't have to have that on there, but I leave that one on there. That being said, here's the other one that is here, and it quickly removes. It removes too easily. Like I said, I'm probably going to tape that on there. It's not on the side of the magazine that opens up or anything like that. So by design, right? All right, loading the magazine with brad nails. It will take up to 105 pins. Okay, this here, if you get this here, this grip right, comes with 100 pins. And yeah, if you know me, I had to prove it to myself. So I basically took this apart. I counted them. My lovely one was on the porch one afternoon with me, so she counted them too. She was right the first time. I counted a 99. I missed one. I counted it again. I got 100. Okay, so loading the magazine is very, very easy. You're going to push this down and pull. That's it. You pull that. Then what you're going to do is take your, and I'm not going to do it now because that's how I had a little bit of a whoops. But basically, you're going to drop it down in here to the lowest part of the magazine area here, and you're going to shut this. Okay, and we'll show you that real close. Notice these green markers here. Those green markers are immediately going to start to disappear once you put a full load of 100 pins in there, and it pushes it back here. As you dispense the pins, eventually you're going to start seeing those. You know you're low on pins, or you're getting low on the pins. Okay, you're going to get 60 shots per minute. Okay, not bad, I would say. All right, number 5. That's number 6. Setting the air pressure. Very easily done. There is a dial back here that you turn to the right to increase the air pressure, okay, clockwise, counterclockwise to decrease the pressure. It's actually possible, I did my experimenting, to set even a 2-inch nail, depending upon what kind of material you have. We'll keep this up here now. This is your oak. like studs or whatever. The opposite, it's the pine, like a stud. And this here is oak. Okay, so but it's actually possible to adjust this so that your pin's going to go just below the surface, and that's really what you want. Okay, let's see here. So basically, a lot of common sense comes into play here. 2 inches equals more pressure. Okay, 5/8 obviously equals less pressure. Hardwood equals more pressure. So I mean, it's really a lot of common sense. And you're just, what they recommend in the instructions is just experiment, because even softwoods, not all softwoods are equal, and it may have a tighter grain or something like this. And there's a little whoopsies in that one too with tighter grain. We're going to go over that. That's my little note here. We'll put that there just so I don't forget. All right. So it's possible that if you have too much pressure on a 2-inch nail, because remember, you can adjust the pressure. You can also, we didn't get to it yet, but getting to it now, there is a manual adjuster here that is going to allow you to sink the pin more if you need to. And again, if you really want to make the pin sink, not too much, driving it too much can cause a jam. That's one of the things that can cause a jam in your unit. Okay, so all right, number 7, that's cross 6 off. Depth of drive allows you to fine tune the depth of pin. Okay, so that's what I was talking about here. This is a knob, a little knob. What? It's not a knob. It's a round plastic tubey thing. How technical is that? That you turn this way, counterclockwise, is going to, it looks like that is the direction to go to sink it more. But one way or another, play with it, experiment with it. Okay, I'm going to turn it all the way back to the right because I believe that's where the least amount of the higher, it'll set it higher, the pen. Okay. All right, so here we got a asterisk that says never, all uppercase. What did I write there? Never put your hand near the pin when firing the pin. Why? Here's what's going to happen. Here's what could happen. It's happened to me. Thankfully, I didn't get injured. And these things happen when you're in a hurry and you don't have a backup plan, or you're not really thinking about what you're doing. Okay, so if you look at this here, this end ring, you see that the rays are going this way, like this. Now, imagine then, if I take a pen and I shoot it here. Let's put my pencil there, right here. Notice that ray. That ray may be enough to let the pen hit it and come out the side. That's what I did a couple of times when I was in a hurry. I had my hand here. I'm like, that's nowhere near the gun, near the pen. I fired it and it came out in the direction of my thumb. So close it was. Let's be real. These things happen. Okay. It's not a perfect world that we live in. It's a knot is another thing to look out for. If you hit that knot, it's going to deflect. Okay. It may go through it. But these are the things you think about when you're firing. So, all right, we went over that. That's very, very important to remember, okay? All right, we're moving right along. Now we're going to talk about the magazine itself. I'm taking a chance here by zooming in with the camera. Once I did that and everything went the other way for me, I wasn't a happy camper. I'm going to try to pinch and zoom a little bit here. Yeah, see how it went back out? So, all right. I'm a one-man show here. So one day I'll have better equipment so that I can actually see what I'm saying too. I tried reversing the camera once and you subscribers told me, don't do that. Everything is reversed. So there you go. Let's talk about the magazine. Here's a tip about the magazine. See, down here, it kind of blends in, but Let's turn that light there. There is a 6-inch ruler down there. All right, so that's pretty cool. So let's say technically I start firing here. Okay, I see from here to here is 3 inches right here. So I can fire, move to the 3-inch, fire again, or 6-inch, whatever your application is. I thought that was pretty cool. To release the magazine, you just squeeze here and pull it open. We're going to put in the 2-inch. We're going to give it all we got, because there's a lot to learn from putting in the largest size, especially when it comes to going into really hard material. So all you really have to do is drop it down here, okay, at the lowest part. Okay, slide it over. Now watch these green markers. See how they disappear? Okay, I feel like it didn't go in. There it goes. Yeah, they disappeared. That's pretty cool, right? Now I'm loaded. Now we see the visible cavity here. We can see the nails. Once you see that green, you know you're getting lower. Now, I'm going to release this and take the nails, the pins out, because of what happened to me. It was one of those whoopsies. I had this engaged, okay, battery was out, yay for that. I went to release to get the jam out. There was no jam, but this is how you get a jam out. Just do this and then lift there. Guess what happened, my friends? You got it. The nails shot out, hit me in my thumb. All right, I didn't get hurt, but it was a wake-up call, you know. So you really got to do things methodically. And I know when I make a plan and I say, what are the what ifs on anything I do in this shop, especially on a power tool like a table saw, have a backup plan. You know, hey, things aren't going right. What do I do? Don't suddenly decide to have a plan under a lot of pressure, because we know how that works, okay? So you can get seriously injured. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been injured. You know, I'm one of those honest guys, I'll tell you. It's not fun, especially when it can be avoided. Okay, so I just engaged that. How you get rid of the jam is you open this like this, okay? And then you take a pair of pliers or something like this, or not pliers, screwdriver, flathead, and then you pull out the pin. Now, you may ask yourself, why do jams happen? It's a good question. Jams happen for a couple different reasons. We'll mention some of them. What holds these pins together, right? Glue. Glue does. That glue, over time, is going to be concentrated right down in here, in this whole area where you're firing the pen, right? That's going to jam it, okay? Dirt, all that type of thing. Those types of things, too much pressure on a 2-inch nail into really hard wood, okay? Or setting that 2-inch nail too deep into the material. These are types of things that can cause jams. I mean, let's face it, when we do something manually with our hands, do we overdo it? We learned that you really shouldn't overdo it, right? And that you can get more done if you work smart, okay? That's really the principle that we got going on here. All right, I want to make sure that I cover all of my tips here. When loading the 100 pins, we talked about the green. Let's cross that out. Okay. We talked about the ruler, okay, the 6-inch ruler. We talked about removing the jam, okay. The process is always the same. Remove the battery, okay. Let's just do it, okay. Whoopsies, we got a jam. Remove the battery. Step 1. 2, release them. Knock your wood over. Release the magazine. Number 3, lift the black lever jam. I do that because it's easier. Number 4, remove the jammed pin. Trust me, if you don't follow these steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, you will pay the price. Okay, so that's all there is really to that. Now we're going to move on to maybe some fancy words that you may have heard, and I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, I'm not going to load it just yet because I want to be very conscientious of this. We have now what is called single sequential actuation mode. Say that five fast times for more accurate pinning and firing placement. Now, in order to get to that mode, okay, we're going to go ahead and lock this back down. In order to get to that mode, okay, I'm going to slow down and see why that isn't just naturally allowing me to clamp it shut. Okay, there we go. There is a gray, and I hope you can see this. Okay, bring my light over maybe a little bit more. There's a switch here. This switch, and you want to make sure that this switch is fully to one side or the other. Okay, the switch for single shot will show one pin. For one after the other, that terminology we'll get to, there's 3 pins. We're going to move it back over to seeing just one pin. Okay. That is the single sequential actuation mode for more accurate pin firing and placement. So when you're doing trim, for example, you're probably not going, bah, 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 bah. You're going one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Okay, you're going carefully and methodically. Okay, so I have the 3 P's and a B for you. 1, place. 2, push. You push down. 3, press. Press the switch. 3, release. 1, 2, 3, that was 4. 4, release. Repeat as needed. Place, push, press, release. That's really all you're going to do in that actuation mode. Okay, now let's talk about, that's the single. Let's talk about contact actuation mode. As mentioned previously, we're going to go ahead, all right, down here, move the switch over to see 3 pins. Now we're ready for rapid fire, as I call it. Okay, contact actuation mode. This is fast, repetitive nail placement, or pin. I say that interchangeably. All right, so we mentioned to slide it through the 3 T's. You're going to grip the tool firmly. Here's a tip. Do not use your pin gun holding it like this. You can have an accident doing that. Before you know it, you're holding it down here and you're firing and, oh my God, you know. You want to have a firm grip on it. And here's the really cool thing about this. They designed this so well. I tried not to press this button. But whenever I grab this, this gets depressed. That's what turns on the LEDs. I'm going to turn off my 1400 lumens so you can see that shortly. Okay? So, we grip it firmly with one hand, assure the LED light grip switch is depressed. I just went over, they've added a really good job on locating that depressing to turn the LEDs on. 4, place the tool against the stock work surface to activate the workpiece. So we went over that, squeeze the trigger. 6, push nail gun firmly against material stock, which engages the pin and it fires it off. Lift the nail gun and repeat step 3 through 7 until desired amount of pins have been discharged. We're going to show you how that works right now. Okay, so as I said in the beginning of the video, I want to be thorough. So if you like what you saw, I appreciate that. We're almost done with our video, and we're going to go ahead and have some fun now, okay? Let me go ahead and make sure you can see this. I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here. Sorry for moving the camera and jostling it. Let's go ahead now and bend it down like so. And we now see our stock. Okay. All right. So this here, my friends, is solid oak. I have to make sure because I don't hit my my vise mechanism here. And just to make sure that we don't, I'm going to draw a line right here. Now I know to fire on this side. Okay. All right. Let's just clean up our work area a little bit over here. All right. Take the gun here. I want to make sure you can see this very, very clearly. We're going to open up the magazine. We're going to take the pins and drop it down to the lowest level. You'll get a feel for what that's like, that it's engaged. You can see the green. Now you don't. Push it in, ready to go. Okay. Now I need to determine, am I going to use one pin at a time or rapid fire? I want one pin at a time to start off with. Move that over. Now we're putting the battery in. We want to be very careful now. All right. I'm going to turn the 1400 lumens off so that you can see the LED. Okay. Let's go ahead and tap on my camera, make sure we're still focused. All right. Now we're looking down. Okay. You can see the LEDs 1 and 2. All right. Now, I want to make sure for this test that I have all the air pressure I could possibly get. You're going to turn it clockwise in order to do that. All right. This here is turned all the ways to the right, clockwise. It can't go anymore, okay? So just know that. All right. We're going to place, remember what I said? The 3 P's, place, push. That was a 2-inch nail that went through like butter. Now, this is flush, this pin. All right? This is flush. Just trust me when I tell you, it's flush.